And we are live. Magic Land Vacations is live tonight, and we are here to answer your Walt Disney World questions. We're going to do a Q&A with everybody that is watching and putting in their comments. And we did have some people who sent us some questions beforehand who knew that they might not be here. So I can riff on some of those for a little while until we have some more people come and join. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. It's good to see you. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but I have already uploaded a video from all the character interactions I did over the weekend. Hi, Dustin. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. And I have this really cool signed photo mat frame. A signed photo mat frame is one of the best ways for you to really to capture the memories of your Walt Disney World vacation is a photo frame mat. And it's really, it's just a great way because the characters can sign it and then you put a picture of yourself in there and there you go. So it's a great way to celebrate your Disney vacation. And actually, I have a really big frame that I want to get every single Disney character to sign. And that's just like something that I want to do. Hi, Laura. Thank you for joining as well. So we are talking about Disney World. Maybe some of you out there who are watching this have never been to Walt Disney World before. Maybe you are thinking about taking a Walt Disney World trip, but maybe you're not sure how much it costs or what exactly happens when you're planning a Disney World vacation. You're just overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. So let me just talk you through some of the main decisions that you have to make when you're planning your Walt Disney World vacation. So obviously the first thing you want to talk about with your family is, when are you going to go? Like, we got to decide that. When are we going to go to Disney World, right? So one of the questions that clients always ask us is, when is the best time to go to Walt Disney World? Everybody wants to know when it is not busy. That's what we always hear. When is it not busy? Well, here's the truth. Disney World is always busy, okay? It's always busy because everybody loves going there. It's just less busy, busy, and very busy. So really, when it comes to determining when you want to go on your Walt Disney World vacation, I'm a firm believer that you should go when it best suits the needs of your family. So it's very difficult for you to take off work during a certain time of the year. There's no reason to stress yourself out about it. Go when it's easier for you. So if you have kids in school and with the work schedule, it's always easier to go when the kids are out of school during the summer break, then just go during the summer break. It's really not big of a deal. What happens is people get frustrated when they're trying to plan and they just don't want to have a lot of people there and they don't expect a lot of people there. If you go in with the mindset of knowing that there's going to be other people there and you're going to have to wait in line, then it's no big deal. Hey, Sashi, how are you? Thank you for joining tonight. It's good to see you. So when it comes to deciding when you want to go on your Walt Disney World vacation, just pick what best time suits your family. Now, I will tell you when the less busy times to go are. Less busy times, of course, going to be when the kids are in school. So the least busy times is going to be towards the beginning of September, right after everyone's gone back to school, all the way through towards, the middle of September. Then the middle of January, so right after the New Year's, that's a slow time to go to, January, February. May, right before everybody gets out of school, that's a slower time to go as well. So those are some times that are really what they call off-peak times that you can go. The busiest times of the year, when it's really busy to go, is going to be when everybody is out of school. So summer is not as bad because all the people, it's spread out, but spring break is really busy, especially Christmas and Thanksgiving is very busy. Those are the busiest times of the year. And then as far as like the busiest days would be Christmas Day, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and Easter weekend is also very, very busy, and of course the 4th of July. which if you've never gone to Walt Disney World during the 4th of July, I love the fireworks at Epcot during the 4th of July because they do a special fireworks at the end of the normal fireworks show, which used to be Illuminations, but now it's going to be Harmony. But they do it over the America Pavilion, and they celebrate, you know, America by playing patriotic songs, and the fireworks are just absolutely crazy. So after you decide when your family is going to want to go on your Disney World vacation, then the next step of the process is going to decide where you want to stay. Now, you can stay on property or you can stay off property. It really is up to you and your family of where you decide that you want to stay. I will say that if you're staying off property, in a lot of ways you are sacrificing a certain amount of the magic. You're not going to have Disney's Magical Express, which takes you from Orlando International Airport directly to your resort hotel and then back at the end of your vacation. You're not going to have free magic bands, which is absolutely amazing. It's how you get into your Disney Resort Hotel and use for your fast passes. Magic Your Way packages, which are packages that include both at least tickets in your room. You're also going to get discounts for Disney Springs and golf and all sorts of other fun things. Of course, then there's just the magic of staying inside a Disney property hotel because of the level of service. You can get a wake-up call from Mickey. And then that doesn't even include the extra magic hours, being able to go to the park before everybody else gets to go to the park, or staying in the park after everybody else leaves the park. And then the Fast Pass window also is really, really important as well. When you're staying at a Disney World Resort property, you get to book your Fast Passes 60 days in advance versus 30 days in advance, which is a leg up on me if I'm not staying on property because I'm an annual pass holder, so I can only book my Fast Passes 30 days in advance. So those are the pros and the cons briefly discussed of whether you stay on property or if you're going off property hotel. Did I say off or on? If you're on or if you're off property hotel. And then when it comes to actual resort categories, you have your value resorts, you have your moderate resorts, and then you have your concierge level resorts or your deluxe resorts. And the deluxe resorts are they're just amazing. The Imagineering that goes into the deluxe resorts, I mean, there's Imagineering in all the resort hotels, but as you progress up the resort hotel category, the level of detail really rises. Most of the deluxe resort hotels are actually on the monorail loop. So that's what you have: the Contemporary Resort, you have the Polynesian Village Resort, and then you have the Grand Floridian Resort. Also, a deluxe property is Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hotel. And actually, you can get rooms that overlook the savannah where all the wild animals are. So that is an absolute amazing resort hotel to stay. Now, if you're someone like me who's a big fitness buff and likes to work out on vacation, then something that you would want to know is that you can only go to a gym if you're staying at either Coronado Springs, which is a moderate resort, but it's the only moderate resort that actually has a fitness center, or the deluxe resort hotels. Those are the only hotels on Disney property that actually have fitness centers, which a lot of people don't realize. Now, if you're looking at moderate resorts, there's a bunch of moderate resorts that I absolutely love. I remember when I was really little and my parents took me and my sister to Disney World, we stayed at the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Campground, and those are super fun. Disney actually built a woods in the middle of Florida, and you feel like you're camping. You're in the woods. They also have a higher occupancy room. It fits up to 6 people, so that's amazing if you have a larger family. It has a little kitchen area. It has bunk beds, which some kids love. I loved the bunk bed when I went to Disney World. So that's a great, great, great moderate resort hotel to go to. And then, of course, you have Coronado Springs, which is also a great resort hotel. They have an awesome pool, the gravesite. Is that what it's called? No, it's the dig site pool, not the gravesite pool. The dig site pool is a great pool at the Coronado Springs Hotel. Also, if you are a huge fan or you want to experience the Disney Skyliner, then you could stay at Art of Animation Resort. You could stay at Disney's Caribbean Beach, which is a moderate resort, Pop Century Resort as well. The Skyliner is so much fun. I actually like the Skyliner better than the monorail, which says a lot because I love the monorail. But what I love about the Skyliner is that it's continuous. Like it keeps going, so it doesn't stop, it doesn't slow down. Or no, it does slow down, but it doesn't stop. So you're never waiting on anything. Like if you take a bus or if you take a boat, you're waiting on other people, and like with the bus, you get stuck in traffic. So that's really, really cool. So after you decide when you're gonna go, you decide your resort hotel, where you're gonna stay. After you decide where you're gonna stay at your resort hotel, the next thing you have to do is decide how many days you're gonna go to the parks and what kind of tickets you're gonna get. So if you are gonna stay for a short period of time, maybe you wanna invest in a park hopper ticket, which lets you go from one park to the next. If you are gonna be there for an extended period of time and it's not critical that you go to more than one park in a day, then you just get a normal one park ticket for one park per day. And then Disney World and Universal both work in the same way, in that the longer you stay and the longer your tickets are good for, the more affordable they are, the cheaper they are per day. So, you know, by the time you're staying there for 5 or 6 days, you might as well just get the 6th day for the park tickets, because it's not going to be a huge price difference for you, which is great because that really allows you time to revisit some of your favorite attractions that maybe you want to revisit before you leave and you have to go home. The other thing people always want to know about is the dining plan, right? We always hear about the Disney dining plan whenever we're talking to clients. They always want to know, should I get the Disney dining plan or should I not? And to be honest, it really depends on your family's dining habits. You know, I know that the Disney dining plan is a great value if you actually use it the way that it's meant to be used. If your family is not really habits are not conducive to it, then maybe it's not for you. Here, I'll give you a couple of scenarios of dealing with real clients that I have. So I had a client family who said, well, we want to have the deluxe dining plan. Now, the deluxe dining plan is 3 table service meals per day of your stay, and a quick service refillable mug, and then 2 snacks. And I asked them, I said, well, why do you want the 3 deluxe meals per day? Why do you want a deluxe dining plan with 3 table service meals per day? And they said, oh, well, because we want to combine a lot of our meal credits for like the dinner shows at Hoop Dee Review, for Cinderella's Royal Table. We really want to use all of those for that. In that case, then yeah, you could use a deluxe dining plan and you could definitely get your value out of it. Now, if I have another family who's like, oh, well, we just want to eat at Disney, well, then maybe the regular dining plan is a lot better for you, because with the regular dining plan, you get 1 quick service, you get 1 table service meal, 2 snacks, and then a refillable resort mug. So, you know, I'm a huge fan of the regular dining plan just because it allows you that quick service meal, but you also get that sit-down table service meal, which you can use for a majority of the character interaction dining experiences, which I also highly recommend. And it's like the best of both worlds. And here's the thing. When you go to Disney, you're going to eat. You are. You know, some people swear and say, oh, don't ever use the Disney dining plan because it's going to cost you more money. No, that's really not the case. If you use your entitlements and you know what you're using your entitlements for, it most definitely can and will save you money. But you should use them. If you're not using all your entitlements, then yeah, then you're not getting the full value of what you do, just like anything else. But, you know, there are some character dining experiences, for example, Royal Ashkershus Royal Banquet Hall, where you can see the Disney princesses at Epcot. That dinner, you're saving, you know, $20, $30 off of the normal price of the dinner by using your dining plan. Plus, it also helps a lot in terms of budgeting. Even though the dining plan doesn't include gratuities for those table service meals, it really does help you with your budgeting of your overall vacation. So if you have the dining plan, you already know what your hotel is going to cost. You know your tickets. You have your food costs factored in. So really the only thing that's left is going to be gratuities and souvenirs. That's it. I mean, you have free transportation from the airport to your Disney resort hotels. So it's a great way for families to really figure out and budget for their stay as well. So once you figure out which dining plan is best for your family, then comes, really the best part of the planning process, which is, okay, so what park are we going to do each day and where are we going to eat? The dining reservations and the fast pass plans. Dining reservations can be made 180 days in advance, so 6 months in advance. Fast passes, if you're staying on Disney property, can be made 60 days in advance or 30 days in advance if you're not staying on Disney property. There are so many Walt Disney World restaurants. There's over 200 Walt Disney World restaurants on Disney property, which is a lot. And I've eaten at almost all of them. Between me and all the other genies, we have eaten at all the restaurants. And one of my favorite things that I always recommend to clients do, especially if it's their first Disney World vacation, is to have a character dining experience. I mean, you're at Disney. Part of the fun of going to Disney is actually sitting down and having a meal with Disney characters where they come and they interact with you. You're not waiting in the hot sun. You are not waiting, period. You are eating while you wait, so you're actually doing something you have to do anyway, and they all come to you, and you don't feel rushed. Sometimes when you're in a line of meeting the Disney characters, you start to feel rushed, and with a sit-down Disney character dining experience, you don't feel rushed as they come to you. And I love interacting with the Disney characters so much, and in fact, I just finished uploading a video about how to interact with Disney characters, and you definitely want to check that out. I interact with Gaston. I actually bought an Amazon wig that was supposedly a Gaston wig on Amazon and surprised him with that. I had Rapunzel try to braid my hair, which, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot, so you definitely need to watch that part. But character interactions are so much fun. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are, character interactions are the best. They are so much fun. Just off the top of my head, a lot of people always want to go to Chef Mickey's. Chef Mickey's is a great place because it's where you can meet the Fab Five. It's at a deluxe property. It's inside the Contemporary Resort, and the monorail actually drives overhead of the restaurant. So that is a really fun place to eat. I am also, however, I am a little bit more partial to Tusker House, just because the theming at Tusker House inside Animal Kingdom is fantastic. Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and Daisy are all wearing their safari gear, which is a super fun picture to get if you're into Disney princesses. If you really want to go high class with the Disney princesses, you can have dinner at Cinderella's Royal Table, which is actually the restaurant inside of Cinderella's castle at the Magic Kingdom. Or you can also meet Disney princesses at Royal Ascot's Banquet Hall, which is in Epcot. It's at the Norway Pavilion right by Frozen ride. Or, a lot of people don't know about this, but you can actually meet Cinderella, Prince Charming, the stepsisters, and Lady Tremaine all in one spot, 1900 Park Fair, inside the Grand Floridian, and that is for dinner. And that is a fantastic character interaction experience. I have always found that, especially the villain characters, when you're doing character interaction, are so much fun to interact with. My husband and I have proposed to the stepsisters before. We have that on video. You can check out Magic Land Vacation's YouTube channel, and you can watch that. So much fun to interact with villains and the characters. Highly recommend that you have to do something of that nature on your Walt Disney World trip. Something else that a lot of people don't think about on their trip to Walt Disney World are the dessert parties or the VIP experiences. The reason why is because, when they look at the price, they're like, oh, am I really going to get the value? Am I really going to get the worth of what I'm spending? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Those dessert parties save you so much time. They save you so much stress. They are so much fun. I've done every firework dessert party at every single theme park that there is. And I will say that my personal favorite is probably Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam dessert party at Hollywood Studios. And second would probably be the Star Wars Galactic dessert party at Hollywood Studios. The food at both of those is so good, and I am a huge fan of bread pudding. And with the holiday one, you get with both of them, you get character interactions, which is a bonus. You don't get character interactions at all the dessert parties, but for both of those, you do. So for the Galactic Star Wars dessert party, the character interactions are Darth Vader and, well, you get, because it's inside the Star Wars launch bay, so you can see Chewbacca and you can see Darth Vader, and then they have stormtroopers that actually interact with you while you're eating your desserts, and you get a souvenir mug. And then for the holiday party, you have another character interaction. This last year was Chip and Dale, but before that it was Goofy, who is my personal favorite. You guys can see all the Goofy behind me. And you also get this really awesome ornament, which is really, really cool. So love the dessert parties because you have reserved viewing, you have delicious desserts, and you're not rushed or pressured for time constraints to get where you're gonna go. Other VIP experiences are really fun. There's all sorts of tours that you can do. So there's one called Keys to the Kingdom where you actually can go to the Magic Kingdom, and a VIP tour guide will give you the history of the Magic Kingdom, and you'll see behind the scenes. You actually get to go into what's called the Utilidors, which are the underground tunnels that go underneath the Magic Kingdom. And you can see Disney characters back there. It's really fun. It's a unique experience that I've gotten to do. There's also Wild Africa Safari Trek, which is a whole lot of fun. That's at Animal Kingdom. And if you've ever ridden Kilimanjaro Safari, which is basically the safari ride where you're in this big safari type bus and they have, you know, the microphone and you're driving through and you're seeing all the animals. So that Wild Africa Trek is like a walking version through some of that, where you go over rope bridges with wooden planks and you get to walk over the alligators and you get to talk to some zoo handlers or some animal handlers, which is really fun. And then of course you get to have your own private safari vehicle, which has really nice seat cushions. You get like a water bottle with like your name on it, and they give you a little souvenir button. And then you actually get to have either lunch or breakfast on the actual savannah overlooking the animals. It's so much fun. It's such a good time. So VIP experiences are definitely another thing that you can do to really add extra spice to your Walt Disney World vacation. Something that a lot of people don't think about, but it's totally worth it. So the other thing to talk about is Memory Maker. We get a lot of people ask us about Memory Maker. Is Memory Maker worth it? It is totally worth it. I know nowadays all of us are like, but my iPhone is so good. It takes such good night photos and, you know, the quality is so good. Yes, but your iPhone does not do magic shots. So magic shots are when they take your favorite Disney characters and they superimpose them inside your pictures, so they look like they're right there with you. So that's one thing that magic shots that I can't even talk. That's one thing that Memory Maker does that your iPhone cannot do. The other thing is you can download all of your pictures from the My Disney Experience app, and you can add like stickers and all sorts of things that Disney provides, which is really, really fun. Plus there's ride photos that you can do and ride videos that you can do. And now Disney has these incredible like zoom shots where the camera is like really far away and the scope of the picture is just phenomenal. They have it for Galaxy's Edge. They have another one in Magic Kingdom. Like those are cutting edge shots that are really do set the bar apart and do something completely different. So that's an amazing, amazing thing. So huge proponent of Memory Maker. As an annual pass holder, the pass that I have has Memory Maker included, and I use it religiously, especially for the magic shots. It's absolutely so much fun. The other thing people don't ever realize too is that you can actually get decorations delivered to your room if you're celebrating something special, whether it's a birthday or anniversary. Disney actually has what's called Disney Floral and Gifts. So if you're there on your honeymoon, you can do a package that has champagne and chocolates and like matching robes. If it's a kid's birthday, they have like a birthday package. And what's really neat about these is they will actually come in and set everything up in your room while you're in the park. So you come back home and everything is magically decorated. It's so much fun. In fact, this picture right here was from our anniversary, and this was one of the things that was included in our Disney Floral and Gifts package. So it's really, really neat. Now, the other thing I should mention too is all the really cool, like extra things you can do at the park that people never think about. So you have the Sorcerer's Apprentice, the cards that you can play at the Magic Kingdom. It's an interactive card game with the video screens you can do. Every festival at Epcot has a scavenger hunt that you can do. You pay like $6 or $7 for the scavenger hunt map, and then you go around World Showcase finding different things. So for Flower and Garden, it's a bumblebee, and where is the bumblebee? For Flower and Garden. For Festival of the Arts, it's Figment, and he's superimposed himself in different famous paintings throughout World Showcase. For Christmas time, it's Chip and Dale, and they're in Christmas wreaths throughout World Showcase. So that's something really fun to do. And actually, a lot of the resort hotels have scavenger hunts as well that a lot of people don't realize. So let's see, have I talked about all the major things? I've talked about when you should go. I've talked about staying on property or off resort property. I've talked about a few of the key differences for some of the hotels. Talked about how long you should stay. I talked about the dining plan. I talked about character interactions, Memory Maker. Talked about VIP tours. I think I talked about, oh yeah. So the last thing you should talk about is, why do people use travel agents? We get that question a lot. So I'm gonna make it very, very simple. If you wanna use a travel agent to save money, that is not the reason to use a travel agent. Will we save you money? Absolutely, because we will find you the best deal or package for your vacation. But that should never be the only reason you use a travel agent, because we can do so much more for you. So much more for you. That's like, using a travel agent just to save money is, I gotta think of a really good example, but it's like, oh yeah, I have a really good example. Using a travel agent just to save money would be like going to college just to make best friends with other people, right? Like, yeah, you can go to college to make best friends. You can go to travel agent to save money, but that's not the main reason you go to college. The main reason you go to college is for your education, is to learn, right? So the reason you use a travel agent is because, number one, the amazing firsthand knowledge that they have. They've been there, we've tried everything, we know what it's like. So we know what we're talking about. It's stress-free because we know what we're talking about, so we guide you through every step of the process, so we make it really, really, really easy. Also, if you plan on your own, you're gonna have, if you have a question, you're gonna have to call into a call center. Every single time you call, it's gonna be somebody different. You're gonna have a chat box. Do you wanna honestly plan your vacation, speaking to people on call centers, talking to chat boxes, and spending hours and hours and hours online trying to find information, some of which is correct and some of which is not incorrect, or some of which used to be correct but is not correct anymore? Like, that's just insane. Like, who wants to spend your time doing that? Like, that's just crazy to me. So we make it easy, we make it stress-free, and we provide that concierge level service, that one-on-one service, walking you through every single step of the process. And here's the other thing, we create extra magic for you. Why? Because we know how to create extra magic, because we go all the time. So why anybody would, not go is just absolutely crazy. Oh, look, I didn't even scroll down and I see these things. Can you use Magic Band for extra reservations, like making a lightsaber? No, your Magic Band is not going to be used to make extra reservations. No, you're going to make reservations for your lightsaber just like you would for your dining experiences. Let's see, scrolling down. Yes, so with the Frozen ever after dessert party, you get to ride Frozen without waiting in line, which is a huge, so while you don't get to meet a character, you don't have to wait in line for Frozen, which is great. Yes, Skylar, Memory Maker is all the way, for sure. Yes, concierge service. Yes, yes, absolutely. So, let's see, do I have any more comments? Yeah, so if you want to save time, if you want to save yourself stress, you want that one-on-one service, then it really is a no-brainer to summon a travel planning genie. And if you guys have any more additional questions, feel free to message us and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Thank you guys for joining this free live web episode of the basics of planning your Disney World vacation. I hope everyone has a great night. I'm gonna check one more time for any more questions. Awesome. All right. Have a great night, everybody.